All right, so I received a call that he may be picking up the car tomorrow night, so I needed to get this video done or redone. The previous one I really didn't like it, so I wanted to redo it for the Android radio. So now this right here is an Android screen. It replaces the factory screen, but you still have complete access and usability of all the original functions of the original radio. So from the CD player down here to the radio to what you're seeing right there will be the factory info screen right there, access to that, and that right there is all controlled by this button down here. So it doesn't take anything away, it just gives you additional things that this car didn't have, like Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, navigation, a whole lot of things that just was not available when this car was made. And so this right here brings a lot of that to the table. To be able to have Pandora and things like that. So you have this down here from the factory side. As far as the factory, a little software there, you can move this down towards the front, left, right, and then you can push on it, just like that button right there. So that button represents this button. So if you push down, meaning pushing down, it'll bring you up to the settings section over here, where you can change things like the time. One of the things in this car is, here, let me, info source, service info. Like here, you see the engine oil is okay, and the engine level is fine. This car does not have a dipstick, so this is where you go to check your oil level, and when you change your oil, that's where you go to make sure you put the right amount in. Now if I go, I'm hitting the menu button to go back, and so I'm back at this screen. I want to switch over to the Android side. To switch over to Android side, you simply touch the screen and it'll take you to the Android side. So now we're off the BMW side, the Android side, where you have your music like Apple CarPlay, your nav, this right here, the car. If you was to touch that, it'll take you back to the BMW side, but I want to go back to the Android side, so I touch the screen here. Then you have all your apps down here too, and so that'll bring up a lot of your apps, but for right now I want to go back here, and right now I'm using this to navigate, so you can just touch screen or you can use this to navigate. So I'm going to navigate over, so I'll go to the end first, and here I'm trying to get that glare out of there. For the dashboard, just give you another view of what you see over here. As you can see, the low tire pressure is on. It's been sitting a while. I believe the rear passenger side tire is a tad bit low. Not enough to visually notice. It's probably down maybe a pound or two of air. And I'll add some before he picks it up. So this right here is just representing what you see over here. And then if we go back, car info of course takes you back to the original side. I swipe here. If you were to load videos on here, like music videos, whatever, movie videos, you'll be able to watch them through there. If you load songs on, you can watch them through, listen to them through here. It's an SD card slot in the back here. You can put in here one of those micro SDs. It doesn't stay down. If you put songs on, I just put them on there, push the SD card down, hold it down while I copy paste the music from the SD card on here, and then I don't need the SD card anymore. And then navigation, and then let's see here. For Apple Play, if you use iPhone, if you use Android, I don't think you'll have able to use it, but if you were to go over there, this is what you will see when it starts to connect to your phone. And I believe I have my Bluetooth turned on my phone. We'll know in just a hot moment. Let's see here. It's waiting. It doesn't like it's connecting. I may not have my Bluetooth on, and I don't think I can put it on while I'm recording. But it will connect with your phone, and I'm trying to see if I can swipe up, but it doesn't look like I can. So I can't show the Apple CarPlay, but I'll take you into Apple CarPlay basically for all that, for the music from there. Let's see here. I'm not sure remember what I showed you in which videos, but well, I think in one of the videos you saw that the sunroof does work and everything. Yeah, I think you saw that one. Let's see here, what else here? Oh, time-wise, you see the little arrow right there? That little arrow is for like small things, letting you know, like a warning to let you know little small things. If I go over here to the car side, to the Android, to the BMW side, and I go back in there, I'll show you what it's on. So if I go down to, I think it's here, no, I think I need to go info, I'm trying to remember, check control, yes, check control messages, and it'll show you. So the washer fluid is low, and the tire pressure is low. So those two are for, so that's telling you things like that. So put air in the tire, put some windshield fluid on there, those go away, and of course so does the triangle. Let's see here, what else? This car uses a battery, your car battery. So if you're sitting there, what I mean by that is if you're sitting there with, like, say, cleaning the car, washing out the car, vacuuming the car, and you got your doors open, and the lights are on because you got the doors open, it's going to pull from the battery, of course. And with BMW, the way it's set up, it's noticing that slight drop, and that slight drop in the battery, you're going to get a low battery light on message on the car. The battery is still going to start up fine for you and everything like that, but it detected that, so you will get that. If it gets a little bit low enough, sometimes it will reset the time right there back to 0. You actually see like a little thing, it looks like a steering wheel. I don't know why, but I think it's supposed to represent a clock, but it looks like a steering wheel. All you do is reset the time back. So if you sit and, you know, with the doors open and drain the battery down, that may happen. Let's see here, anything else in here? Over here, you see that little circle right there? When I put a new one on here, but I bought one with the feature right here for folding the mirrors. I didn't realize I did. So that little hole right there isn't you missing anything. It's just, it is a new replacement one that had a hole there for a feature that just wasn't in this car. So just so you know that. Let's see here, what else? Oh, if you sit for a long time, just idling for a very long time, sometimes the parking brake will just initiate. I'm assuming it's some BMW safety thing. Nothing to worry. All you have to do is put your foot on the brake. When you put it in drive, the moment you start pulling off, it releases the emergency brake. And then the parking brake, you'll see the P for parking brake, like, will go off too as well. Let's see here. Other than that, oh, inside here you open up the glove box by pushing this over here, and in here at the bottom down there are a lot of the cords from this. Would be really the nav antenna and the XM Sirius radio antenna. Those will be up in there, and also a USB cord too as well that goes up in here. So when you see all those cords up in there, that's all feeding to the radio over here. Let's see here, what else can I think of? Let me get out and see if I can think of anything else. See that right there is saying low washer fluid. All right, and that's letting me know I'm forgetting my key in. So you don't have to put your key in. I just happen to have it in this time. But if your battery is ever low on your key, you may not be able to start it. You may push the button and it may tell you that you don't have your key. If that's the case, you really do have your key, but your battery is too low to be able to start it without putting it in. You just put it in and then you can start it up. Okay. The same too for the out here too. Over here, if you remember, I showed you where you're able to lock the doors here and then unlock it here. So you see that? You just touch here and it locks. You're seeing that going up and down, and then you put it in here and then open it. If that's not working, one of the remotes tend to, drain the battery quicker than normal, meaning the battery within here. So it could just be you have a low battery if you ever have an instance where that's not happening. So you may have to pull it out and use the actual button to actually open it or unlock the door. Let's see here. When I changed out the exhaust, I had them leave on that little, I don't know if you can see it. Let's see here. It's a little valve here. Let's see here. This little valve, I'm trying to see it. There we go, that little valve right there. There's a little valve that you can push. You'll be able to see there's a little arm down there where you can push to keep it open. It opens up one side of the exhaust. It's part of the, don't get me the line here as far as it's exactly what it's for, but it closes off one of the exhaust sides. You got the dual exhaust. And it's like say in the wintertime when you have your white smoke coming out, from being a cold engine. You will see a lot more coming out of here, but just a little trickling out of there because that little door is closed. If I understand, it's supposed to be something that helps out with the turbo. From a sound perspective, I took a zip tie and I kept it open. From an exhaust perspective, the notes were nicer that way. I took the zip tie off, and so it'd be back closed. So that way, if you decide you want to do that, you do. But if you don't, you don't. And also too, I had them leave it on, that whole little valve thing on there, just simply because the exhaust, the factory exhaust uses that, and I'd rather make sure we don't, we always have that, so it's up in here. So this is everything. I'm gonna bag up some of this stuff up in here that will go when the with the car. And I believe that all in the other video I talked about all this stuff, but there it is, all back there. Let's see here, what else? I think there's one video where I talked about the piece down up front that I will be taking off for him to come pick it up. Let's see here. And that will be this little piece down here. It's really underneath, nobody really sees it, so if you decide not to put it back on, I guess don't fret about it. Let's see here. These are your parking sensors up front, of course, and when I was talking about your dad, would be right here. You see that right there? You have another one over here too. If you pop one of those off and you get one of those license plate things from off of, say, eBay, that goes into your tow hook hole. These are your tow hook holes behind there. So it's basically a hole to screw in your tow hook. But you can screw that in one of these license plate things, so you can mount your license plates without having to drill holes into your front bumper. Let's see here. That's all I can think of. I think in the other videos, I think I covered a lot more of the other things as well. So hopefully he'll be here to pick it up for you tomorrow evening.